I think I more and more understand why you're pointing through and also the difference.
Can you speak louder
Louder?
and a little clearer? I can't hear you properly. And smile at me, of course. I get very scared by your German seriosity. Yes.
I think I more and more understand the difference between how you say the ego or the soul. And one experience I had yesterday, there was a lot of anger coming up, and normally I try to allow it to be there. And this time I really try to surrender, to just focus on here. And then I also understood the message. There was a lot of pain and sadness coming because I understood that I denied this for so long, and I tried to do so much to find it, but I didn't realize that it's here all the time. That was very touching, and
I promised you. You accused me yesterday that I had made a promise to you which I didn't fulfill. I fulfilled it.
yes, thank you.
It was 11 very hard days with you, but very fulfilling. Go ahead.
So there was just no doubt that it was there all the time and that it's not something I can lose.
Yes.
So then I also understand why it's needed to appreciate it. It's good now because I can see when I still try to deny it, and now I can more see it and stay with it.
What happens generally in the practices that you've undertaken all these years is when there is pain, as you said, one lets it sit, one distances from it, one is identified with soul or the observer, and one lets it sit. The thing is that it's then around because one is looking at it. Whereas if the gaze is turned to the soul, to the master of the being, that doesn't exist at all. And it's not like a bypassing, it's rather a transformative thing because you're present. You're not saying, I am the soul, so this is not me. Rather, you're saying, I bend down to the master and move with its command, so my actions create joy and the pain dissipates. Because I don't allow the ego to dictate the actions that this is doing. So already just to feel that presence and to even know it's there, even if you lose it, sometimes you come back to it, you come back to it, you come back to it, but you don't say, I am the soul, because this physicality is this. It isn't that, because if it were that, then this is not needed to be here, because that is that, then this can go. But the thing is that this is life, and so this has to be lived, experienced, embraced. And if it is in surrender to the soul, that actually, then it becomes an instrument of that in every moment. It's just doing, it's doing, it's doing, it's doing. It's doing the bidding of that rather than assuming conceptually that it is that. And that's why you can feel now, it's there. Of course, it's a deepening process. Once you feel the soul, you start to deepen in the experience of your master, of your Antar Guru. And you can't run away from it because it's there. You cannot run away from it, which is also beautiful because then you're in this state of surrender. And you don't have to sit with the pain and look at the pain and detach from the pain, because the focus and the gaze is on this, not on the pain, not on that, not detaching, not attaching, not being attached to your detachment. The only thing you're attached to is the soul itself, the Antaratman, the master of your being, the truth, love, It's very real, it's very present, it's very aware. It's aware of, if I feel this really, if I'm not observing everything and detaching from everything, rather I'm feeling this surrender state to the soul, then obviously I'll be surrendered to her also. And it's not a weak posture or a weak position of having laid down your weapons and lost everything. It's actually taking up arms against the ego by holding it like this and looking in here. So I can feel you, you feel me, I feel you, you feel me, I feel you.
Yeah, it's been so confusing. Like even now with the Shivatri, it's like in all traditions they are just celebrating Shiva consciousness. So I have to believe it's outside at some point, like or like we are made.
No, because on Shivratri something interesting happens. So Shiva is sitting there in meditation, and then at one point he realizes that his ego is really taking over. So what does he do? He calls Shakti down, and she burns his ego, which he then offers into the dhuni, into the sacred fire, and then he is awakened to self. So it's not out there, it's all happening inside him, which is exactly where it happens. It does not happen in the enlightened states. The enlightened states are takeoff points. Samadhi states are not the self-realization is not an attainment. It's not, now I'm self-realized. Now I walk around 2 inches above the ground, detached and distanced from everyone. No. Self-realization is a deep state of compassion, tuned into the source, tuned into her, tuned into her, tuned into you, tuned into you. That's what it is. And going into a state of enlightenment is a dissolution of identity. It's like there's no you anymore. But at one point, this body is going to come to stake its claim. You have to re-enter. You have to reintegrate. Ramana had to do that, Shirvan. They all had to do it. Anandamayi, Maharam, Krishna, Paramahansa, all of them. Yogananda, all of them. So the question, or rather the trajectory of spirituality as it's taking off now and into the future is to circumvent the enlightenment process. There's no need to be enlightened and lose identity and start to detach from everything and slowly go into states which are that detached that you're no more even in touch with this, but rather to be very present, very much in touch with this, and this in a state of surrender. I love you, you are my master, I do your bidding. I try to see that I'm not a victim of the ego, I'm bending down to you. You are the master, impulse me, let me be your servant. Till at one point there is no me, there is nothing. It's just this thing in action. And there's joy. And everything around resonates in that joyousness, and this is not a beautiful idea in a book. It actually happens, and it happens with many people once they start to move into that state. So they already know the moment there is disturbance in the air, and so, something is going on with the ego, move back into that state. That's the only place to be, in every moment. Then, it's like you're operating, this whole system is operating from solidity and presence. Yes, mistakes are made, one learns, one goes back, but the fundamental posture is one of humility and surrender, which is a magic word missing in a lot of practices, which are conceptual in nature. I am that. I am that. How? I understand that that statement comes when the experience is one of enlightenment. But what happens to this in the whole process? This is forgotten. But that is here. So the action is happening between this and that here. Not in states of dissolution of identity. It's just amazing. Like it's, that experience of concrete love present here and now, not spaced out, but really here. This is love, And one lives one's life normally, going to work, going here, going there, doing your thing, but increasingly in a state of presentness and love. Eyes open, aware aware of who this is, who that is, who is this, who, what's happening with that as what is happening with this.
Thank you.
I'll have to take you, Bijoy, because your hand was up already before and I didn't. You, which hand was up there? Then you, and then you.